Today Baba's Murli is full of many jewels. And I would first take up one thing that I caught in the Murli. Baba is talking about being successful in revealing Baba through the quality of unity and faith. And Baba says that just like we children, we create good wishes and benevolent feelings for the souls of the world. And we have this bhavna that all the souls of the world should receive enlightenment, should receive the introduction of Baba. So Baba says that even in the divine gathering, divine gathering is this Brahmin family. So in the Brahmin family also, we must devise certain methods so that we are able to remain in a constant stage. And a constant stage is a positive state. Yes, it cannot be a negative state. So Baba says we must make this effort because you see, we understand that our true family is the Brahmin family. And the Brahmin family is the family to which we have belonged since Satyug, since the Golden Age. So it's the longest association. And we have spent all 84 births with this Brahmin family. So in some form or the other, in different bodies, we have been meeting these souls who are now here in the form of Brahmins with us. Now these souls and because we have been with each other for so long, so there are very deep karmic accounts. Yes, and and especially all our karmic accounts, so even when we don't say that karmic accounts are with individuals, but right now when we are with the Brahmin family, all our 63 births of karmic accounts, they come up for settlement through the Brahmin family. And when they come up, then what happens is, what is the nature of a karmic account? So a karmic account triggers your ego. So, a karmic account will trigger your vices. So, the way people act or speak or do things, you find that it is not right. And then you start acting because of your ego. And whenever anybody's behavior or any situation is able to destabilize you, yes, it is able to bring a storm into your mind, or it is able to upset you, or it is able to anger you, then we call that a karmic settlement. And we have lots of karmic settlements coming through Brahmins in this, in this Brahmin life. So it is very important that I make an effort to stay stable despite all this, whenever we come into contact with the Brahmin family, and whenever we are always with the Brahmin family, yes, in some way or the other, we are doing seva together, or we are interacting or engaging, or so when we are with the Brahmin family, so we have to take care to not get, not get shaken up by whatever they do or whatever they say. Because what happens is, when you get shaken up, then you start giving the opposite of good wishes and good feelings, because your wishes, feelings, your thoughts, they emerge from your stage. And when your stage is upset, then obviously you are not sending the right thought, energy, vibration to your own family. And you see that for us as BKs, it is a law that united we stand and divided we fall. So whenever we are together, we will grow. And whenever, there is a discord, then, this whole gathering will lose power. And if we don't take care to make this gathering powerful, then what will happen is we will not be able to reveal Baba, because Baba has not come to me alone. Yes, so if you want to reveal Baba, if you want to reveal Baba's work, then we as a gathering have to stand together. And how will you come together? Because you see, we are all diverse in our sanskars, in our attitudes, in many things. But and because of that, there is a situation of conflict many times. But Baba says that, with the power of remembrance of one Baba, and with the use of powers to accommodate and the powers to tolerate, we have to maintain our state. Just like, when a car is driving on a rocky road, then you rely on the shock absorbers. So here also, when we are in the Brahmin family and we meet many kinds of sanskars, and I remember there was this one sister, and she told me that there is another BK. So you see, they both come from Murli. They are both attending the same Murli and receiving the same knowledge. But this one BK, she every day used to, send her a message or call her and say, "Will you go shopping with me? You wear very nice clothes, so let's please take me for shopping. I want to buy clothes like you buy." And then she would politely say, "No, I don't have time, or I would not like to do that." And then again, every day, 3 times, 4 times, she would keep, pushing that, "Let's do it, let's go for shopping together." And then this Mata, she told me that, Didi, I start getting irritated with her. And she's a Brahmin, and I don't understand why she doesn't listen to the Murli. Baba clearly says that we are not here for this. And whatever clothes I wear is none of her business. And why is she talking about all of that? And then then I told her, You have to just politely decline, and you have to just set boundaries, but don't create any thoughts and feelings about it." Because you see, there are variety sanskars. And although, when we say Brahmin family, we sometimes assume that everybody is the same, or, at least similar, or at least, we would say that you are listening to the same Murli, so at least there should be some similarity. But no, when you engage with Brahmins, you understand that all sanskars are widely different, and different cultures, different habits, and so many differences are there. And then Baba says that amidst all of that, you need to have a constant and stable stage. And how do you have that? You have to have the power to accommodate. You have to be large-hearted like Baba. And you have to understand that this is just a sanskar, and I don't have to mind it. I don't have to think about it. Otherwise, what happens is your feelings start changing. Your heart starts having, not good feelings about that soul. And this is not good for the gathering. So Baba says, just like, you make conscious effort for people in the world, you take out time to give them good wishes and good feelings so that they receive Baba's knowledge. So make this conscious effort, because what happens is when we come in the Brahmin family, then we sometimes think that, why are these people like this? Because they are listening to knowledge, they should be. So this should be word comes up in the Brahmin family a lot. And we have to understand that no, the same thing that we have to do for souls in the world, we have to also understand that my karmic accounts are coming up for settlement through the Brahmin family. Every Brahmin is a jewel, but my karmic accounts are coming up through them. So I have to have the attitude of, having the power to accommodate and tolerate and make the conscious effort to have constant, stable, good wishes, feelings for the Brahmin family. So this is one thing that got my attention today. And there are many, many points in the Murli today. So Baba also talks about dying alive. And there is this song in the Murli that love is for dying. And when we say love is for dying, then, why would anybody want to have that kind of love which is for dying? So, it's a phrase in that song, Preet bani hai duniya mein mar jane ke liye. So when you choose love, you choose death. But then if that is the case, and really one would have to die because you are in love, then nobody would want to be in love, because that will lead to death. So why is this song celebrated? So Baba says it is not about not about death as such. It is about when we have love for Baba, then we choose to die alive, which is we choose to die from the old world. And what is death? So, first death that Baba teaches us is ego death. And what is the language of ego? I and mine. So, Baba says, stop using this I and mine for anything of this old world. And when you start changing that I and mine to I am a soul and mine is one Baba and none other, that is called ego death. So, that ego death, when we have while staying in this old world, then Baba says, when you have this ego death, then you remember only one Baba. Because I am a soul and mine is one Baba and none other. And then in the final moments, you leave your body in remembrance of Baba. And when you do that, then you go to the new world. So that is why this death is very beautiful, because when you love Baba, you choose to have this ego death and you choose to separate yourself from the remembrance of I and mine and anchor yourself in the remembrance of one Baba. And when you do that, then you receive the power from Baba. And also, when you leave the body in remembrance of Baba, you go to the new world. So, this is a good death. So, Baba says that is why it is celebrated in the song that when you love Baba, you die alive. So, it's not about, people these days are also, they also say, I will die for you. Yes. So so people think that this is an expression of love, but then, this is not about Lokik people. So this is not about human beings. And if you die for somebody, then that's not a good idea. So people say, I'll kill or I'll die. But Baba says, no, that is not what this song indicates. And what happens when you die for somebody? Then that somebody starts loving somebody else. So, so what is the point of your death? So don't die for anybody. Yes, don't kill for anybody. Don't die for anybody. Be very detached and loving in every human relationship. Use your intellect. I always say that, people think that loving human beings is a matter of the heart, but no, it's a matter of the buddhi. Relationships are not in Kali Yuga. You don't have relationships with of the heart. You have relationships of the buddhi, because when your buddhi is active, then you can be equally detached and loving. And if you just allow Maya to shroud your buddhi, then it's all emotions, and then you suffer because of that. So, Baba says this dying alive is what Baba teaches, and it is a good death, because when you die alive from this old world, then you go to the new world. So, that is why this song is celebrated. And then Baba talks about today another saying which is called follow father. And follow father also, Baba says, it's not about the Lokik father, it's about Parlokik father, Shiv Baba, that it is said, follow father. So if you follow your Lokik father, then you may or may not benefit from it. Yes, and most probably you will not, because every Lokik father, every soul is right now vicious. And if you follow the vicious, then what will they do? They will guide you towards the path of viciousness and downfall. And, there is this thing that we are taught since the childhood, since we are children, that you should always do what your parents say. Yes, and if you don't do that, then it's some kind of a sin. But the thing is that if you follow blindly the sinful, then that's a bigger sin. And everybody is a sinner right now. So even those who we call parents, they are also, souls. And every soul has had many births in Ravan Rajya, and everybody is impure right now. So Baba has told us in the Murlis that it is your duty to take physical care of your parents when they are old and when they are aged. So yes, that's your duty, because that's settlement of karmic account. They took care of you physically. You have a physical relationship with them because they are your physical parents. So you take care of them physically. But it is not your duty to follow your parents. And because you see, when you follow those who are on the path of impurity, then they will, take you and drown you into impurity. And if you have these belief systems that, if I don't follow my parents, then it's a sin, and I will create heavy sinful account and this and that, because these are the belief systems that are given to us in bhakti. But Baba says no. Baba says follow father is about the supreme father, and the supreme father is the one who has come to liberate us from sin and sorrow. So you don't when you don't follow the supreme father, then that's a sin, because then you suffer, because you're not following the father. You are not able to create your fortune. But it is not about Lokik parents. And these things are very important to understand, because, we have, I remember there was this one, I'll give you one very, this is an example which I don't know. It would take time to digest, but I'll still give it. There was this young girl, and she was all of 23 years of age. And she had come to the center once, and she told me that I got married when I was 18. And ever since I remember, I was always taught that your husband is God. And my mother used to never disobey my father. And we were taught that, the father is the master of the daughter until she gets married. And then the husband is the master. And then when my father asked me to get married at 18, I got married. And then I fully surrendered to my husband also. And then my husband, he forced me into prostitution. And she said, for 3 years, I couldn't even understand that this is going on. Because how can my husband do something that's bad for me? So she said, I remained conflicted for so long, but I did not have the courage to speak against my husband to anybody. I thought that, if I even doubt my husband, that would be a sin. And then she said, up to the age of 21, I couldn't understand what to do and I didn't have the courage. And then, when I started getting into so much internal conflict that I started having signs of depression and I started losing myself. Then one time I had gone to one relative and I was staying there, and suddenly I couldn't handle the pain and I just blurted out everything. And then some people came in my support, and then also it was a fight because some people said that you shouldn't be speaking about it and that's wrong. And now I am 23 years of age. It's been 2 years and I'm not living with my husband anymore, but I don't know how to deal with my state of mind right now, because I feel like I've lost everything that I had and my mind is constantly in a storm and I'm not able to deal with what I'm feeling inside. My conscience bites all the time. I feel like I don't know what I did and I don't know where I'll go. So just think about, these things that we are taught that, so and so is God and so is this and that. And if you try telling anybody that they are all people and human beings, then, it is contested in the world that why are you talking about parents and husbands as mere human beings and they are more than that. But no, it's not like that. And Baba teaches us these things that God is only one and everybody is a soul and every soul is corrupted right now. And that is why you don't have to follow anybody totally. Always, whenever somebody tells you something, discern it and have the courage to say no if you don't agree with it. And use your buddhi, and that buddhi Baba is giving us. Anything that is any direction, any dictate that is taking you towards lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed is not a right direction. It is Ravan Mat. So these are the things that Baba teaches us, and Baba says that may it be physical parents or spouse or anybody. Baba says use your buddhi and don't blindly follow anybody. And when it is said follow, so it's only follow Father Shiv Baba, because Shiv Baba is the ocean of knowledge and Shibaba is the purifier. So Shibaba is always giving us directions of how to be pure. And even if, I'm not having the strength right now to follow Baba, I should have the intention to follow Baba, and that intention will bring the strength. So, this is one thing that Baba talks about. And then Baba talks about habits, and Baba says, don't let anything become a habit. And how does anything become a habit? So you do it once, you do it twice, and the third time it becomes a habit. So, and in the world, there is one very big Ravan Mat. What happens if you try it once? In the world, people say, just try it. And if you don't try, you will never know. And then, people say that if you don't try, then you are a coward and you are a loser and this and that. And what will happen if you try it once? But Baba says, don't try anything vicious even once. Because, just like Baba always says that vices are a swamp. And what happens if you just put one foot one time in a swamp? You get sucked in. Yes, so nobody tells you put your foot in a swamp and try. No, you have to be wary. This is a swamp and I don't put my foot in it. You have to save yourself because it's a swamp, it will suck you in. And Baba says, in this Ravan Rajya, bad actions are like that, vicious actions are like that, impure food is like that. And then when you do that, then I remember there was this one brother, and he said that, Didi, I'm a very big alcoholic. And then he said, you know how I became an alcoholic? So my wife insisted that we have a bar at home. And when I couldn't say no to her, I gave her the logic that if you do it, if you have a bar, you will drink every day. Then she said, she gave the logic that you have a kitchen, but do you eat every day, all the time? No, you only eat when you're hungry. Or you have a bathroom, then you keep bathing all the time. No, you are only bathing when you want to. So similarly, even if you have a bar, you will only drink when you want to. And then we had the bar, and then, I started drinking day and night. And then he said, but why did that logic not work? So I said, because it's not about good habits. Taking bath or eating pure food are good habits. They are not fueled by Ravan in this old world. But when it comes to bad habit, when it comes to vicious habits, these the taste of viciousness, it gets to our, it sticks on our intellect very easily. And that is why you have to learn to say no to any vicious act, any food, drink, engagement in any kind of vicious act, even for once. And Baba says you have to have this determination. And if you don't, then you get sucked in. And Baba says this is the time to finish all bad habits, not to create new bad ones. And we are here to finish our old bad habits. See, our old bad habits are already so powerful, that they are not getting finished. They have become patterns, just simple. Leave. So you see, even about food and drink. Yes, so even if somebody is addicted to tea, it's very difficult to leave that habit. And then think about, what about alcohol and impure food and stuff. Very difficult to leave any habit. So Baba says this is the time to recognize your habits of thoughts, feeling, attitudes, actions which are bad habits, and overcome them with the power of remembrance of Baba. So you need to have a lot of yoga power. So just like, when you want to break some piece of wood or something, then what do? You strike at it. But how do you ensure that when you strike at it, it will break? When you have mustered physical energy. If your body doesn't have strength, then even if you keep striking at it many times, it's not going to break. Similarly, when you practice remembrance of Baba and fill yourself with yoga power, then even one single determined thought will enable you to break the habit. But if there is no yoga power, then every day you decide, I don't want to do this, I want to change this habit, but you're not able to because there's no power. So Baba says this is the time to get over old habits, not to create new ones. And Baba says, whatever habits you don't have, now don't start creating it. So, when Kumars and Kumaris come, then Baba says it's a big fortune that you have not fallen into the gutter of lust. So don't again, step on that direction and then fall into that gutter of lust. So Baba says for everything we have to be very cautious and don't. I remember there was this one time somebody told me, what would happen if you try once? If you don't try, how will you know? So I said, have you tried poison? Try it, then you'll know it's poison. How do you know it's poison without trying? So they said, no, what kind of logic is that? So I said, yes, you don't try poison to know it's poison. You know it through information. And we have to know through knowledge that this is not the thing we want to do. So it's not about, people have this very faulty logic, try and then you will suffer and then you will, overcome it and you will become so upset with it that you will leave it. No, it doesn't work like that. Viciousness makes you suffer, but you don't leave it because it gives you long-term suffering and instant pleasure. And Maya keeps you confused like that. So Baba tells us that from knowledge, you have to know what to think, what not to think, what to eat, what not to eat, what actions to engage in, what not to engage in, and be very wary of that, because once you step into the swamp, you get sucked in, and bad habits are like that. You listen to any addict, they will tell you that we did not know that I did not know I'm becoming an addict because I just tried once, twice, and then I had become an addict and I didn't know. And addicts keep telling I'm not an addict even when they are, consumed by the addiction. So this is the thing that Baba is telling. Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
In today's class, I learned to develop the power to accommodate and become big-hearted like Baba, and keep trying matching my man, buddhi, and sanskars with Baba. And sometimes we are in awareness of that, but still that's going on. And that time we feel so helpless. Then again we put a full stop and continue.
Right.
This is what
Yes.
I learned today, and I will work on it.
All right.
And try to learn to say no. This one was a good tip for that. And that song which Baba said today, this is my favorite song in Bhakti also. And I always felt that I am made for that only, to die for that love.
Yes.
And I have that potential. But now I know the real meaning of it. It is not for any Dehdari. It's for our Baba. And we have to follow only Baba.
Yes. Okay. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Hanji. Okay, Shweta, when you speak. Hanji.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, today I learned that in the present time in Kali, all the relationships have turned out to be Tamo Pradhan, and that's why when we expect for some real reason, it doesn't turn out. So we have to carry out our relationships with buddhi instead of through heart. Otherwise, it will give us pain. But Titi, my question is that when we are making sankalp, हाउ टू जज कि ये मेरा मन बोल रहा है और ये बुद्धि बोल रही है, तो उसमें कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करना चाहिए, कैसे होता है?
You have to look at Srimad. If the thought that you're creating is according to Srimad, then it is your intellect. If it is not based on Srimad, then it is your mind saying it. Okay.
Thank you, Didi.
Okay. Om Shanti.